Oh, I can hear myself. I do not want to hear myself. You can see myself. Okay. Okay. A little bit different, but we can make it work. A little bit different, but we can make it work. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. It's a late night show. Obviously, I'm I'm quite late here, but if you're neurodivergent like me, it's a good chance that you're probably up as well. And that'll make me happy so that we can get into the stream and we could talk about this topic that needs to be talked about. I'm in a different location now. You see, boys on the road. Gonna make sure we buttoned up. This is a kid-friendly show. All right. Okay, so once again, my name is Kojo. If you're new to my channel, we talk about mental health over here. We make it fun, and we're building a community that's really exciting, making people feel a little bit less um, lonely. My guy says it's early. What are you talking about? Still up. So that's the thing about having a neurodivergent community. We don't sleep until like 3 a.m. So I figured people will still be up. So let me go ahead and announce this thing. Uh, Let me announce it on Facebook. I want to announce it on Threads. We're gonna put it on Instagram. So we can bring the people that need to come to this. Let me make the post right now. If you're neurodivergent like me, you probably have a wacky sleep schedule. We're streaming. We're streaming right now. Go through. We're streaming right now. Come through. Yeah. That's just my way of saying I'm late and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. All right. Boom. And put that on Threads. Are y'all on Threads, by the way? Are y'all on Threads? It's still early here in Canada. Well, I guess you can say that. You are right. You are right. Okay, where do we I want the chat to show. I don't want to hide the chat. Show chat. Okay. So there, nice to see you too. That was a really good talk that we had the other day. I got my diagnosis. Oh, okay, okay. You got ADHD. Where are you from and how long did it take you to get that diagnosis? Savage in Wisconsin. This made me laugh right here. Oh my god. It's still early. We don't sleep around here. All right, let me drop the link into Instagram for my IG people. Come on through. Facebook.com/Dr. Kojo Sarfo. Come through. You deserve rounds tonight. What am I on? All right. Boom, 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 boom. Put that on there. And then let me get my community on Threads. I don't know if you are y'all on Threads? I think I asked that question earlier. Are y'all on Threads? Megan, what's going on? Thank you for your content. It really helped me realize some truths about myself. It makes me feel really good to know that people are being helped on the internet. And if you've been keeping up with what we talk about here in this channel, you'll see why it's so important to talk about it. Because, and I'll talk about my story, but when you grow up neurodivergent, I believe that it's traumatic. And I'm not saying that like you had the worst childhood of all time, but when you realize that you're this way and other people are this way, then it can be isolating until you realize that there's other Mickey Fickies out there who think like me, people who kind of operate like me. Like they're not all the way there, right? Not that it's a bad thing, but like we do some weird shit, right? Like we do some stuff that's kind of weird, but when you when you put a community together, it makes you feel less alone. And for me, it's been one of the greatest joys of my life to be able to do this. And I got diagnosed when I was 26 years old with ADHD. I knew I had it my whole life, but coming from an African household, my mom, you know, I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, like the white kids are getting like medications in school. Can I get, can they check me out for like ADD? That's what we used to call it back then. Late 90s in Nashville, Tennessee. Mom, can they check me out for ADD? And my mom was like, no, none of my children have ADHD. Like a real Christian parent. And I don't blame my parents. They did the best they could with the information that they had. but I continued to have, poor grades. And then I remember in seventh grade, I was watching an Atlanta Braves game, and I saw Adam LaRoche, our first baseman. He made an error, and we lost the game because of it. After the game, he came out and said that he has ADD, ADHD, and he's been taking medications for it. I don't think he was medicated at the time, but when he said that, like it came out in the news the next day, I was like, I have that thing. I don't know what it's called, but I have that thing. And I knew that I had it, right? So like those of y'all who watch the content on YouTube or TikTok, wherever you may have it, when you watch the content and you're like, you know what, I feel like I have this thing, just understand that a sub-diagnosis, it is valid, right? Of course, like it would be better to come and see a professional like me, but if you can relate to a diagnosis, don't make yourself feel bad because unfortunately in this country, if you live in the United States, healthcare is it's a privilege. It should be a right. But yeah, I had to wait until I was 26. I was in the middle of my doctorate program, and I was I was just overwhelmed. School was hard for me. I thought I was gonna fail. I was like, that's it. I'll never be a doctor. It's all good. My girlfriend was on my back. Like let's spend time, let's hang out. And I mean, I loved her. And but I couldn't get my work done Monday through Friday, so it would bleed into the weekend and she would think that I didn't care. And I'm like, I just can't like focus. And then a good friend of mine, Bradford, he talked to me about, his journey with ADHD and, he was going to, the medical school there. And he was like, hey, bro, like I take boom, boom, like, hey, like look into it. Cause I was talking to him and like we were vibing. We were vibing. I'm like, all right, man, I'll look into it. And that was probably one of the best decisions of my life. So if you're watching this, I'll get to the comments in the section, but I want y'all to really hear this out. That was probably one of the best decisions of my life. Like I say, asking for help is a sign of strength. And I went to my doctor. You never forget the name of the doctor who diagnosed you, which is why it's so cool for me to be on the other side of this. Like it's so cool. My doctor was Dr. Randall Pearson in Augusta, Georgia. I hope it's not an issue that I name drop him, but he diagnosed me. Primary care provider, by the way, not a psychiatrist, not a specialist, but a PCP who was familiar with ADHD, and he diagnosed me and gave me medications, and then I went home. I went to my girlfriend's house at the time, right? And I took my meds, and I started like doing my homework, and like I locked in. It's kind of like putting on glasses for the first time. Like like I was doing that gritty. It was a great moment because like instead of like I would normally open my laptop and I would watch Titans highlights for like 3 hours, Chris Johnson highlights or football highlights. I would distract myself because I didn't want to do the work. I was procrastinating, and for the first time in my life, I could like I could open up my laptop and study psychopharmacology. This is not like easy stuff. This is complex. I'm trying to figure out what does Zyprexa do? What does lithium do? What is psychopharm is kind of hard, and I just couldn't like focus. But with the meds, it changed my life. And for those people who are watching, like ADHD is the most treatable psychiatric condition in my opinion. So to not treat it would be an absolute tragedy. Uh, so I'll get off my soapbox now, but that's just a little bit about why it's so important. Um, and when you find other people who are also later diagnosed in life, it just makes you feel good, right? Because like you found your people. And whenever I'm talking online, I'm always saying I'm looking for my people. At the comedy shows, we have two in Hollywood this weekend, by the way. I'm looking for my people. I'm looking for my people. If you're on this live stream, there's a good chance that you are my people, right? Ah, roll tide. But hey, congratulations. Congratulations. Where you go for a diagnosis. So I've answered this before, but I think this is important to talk about it. I will take the most linear path, right? Most linear path. And moderators, if you're in the chat, please do your best to maybe message me on Discord so I can get to like certain questions. I want to get to as much as I can, but uh, I will Google psychiatrist near me, or you can go to your primary care provider. But if you don't have one, I would Google psychiatrist near me, and then look for a psychiatrist, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, or a psychiatric physician assistant, because those disciplines can diagnose you and prescribe you with medications. And meds aren't for everybody. I'm not going to push meds on y'all tonight, but I'm just saying that meds are one of the most helpful things for ADHD. The worst is being yelled a lot and wondering what's wrong with you. Hopping, that was me being yelled at, for no reason. I was just a troublemaker. I was a Mickey Thicky. I was one of those bad kids. A lot of women with ADHD are misdiagnosed about that. Is correct. That's correct. Yeah, I did a questionnaire, but I showed up late to the appointment. But like that was my primary care doctor. I was never on time. I was always late. Like I forgot my wallet in the car. It was a shit show, but like that's my life every day. I just make the most of it. Diagnosed with autism and bipolar disorder at 34. I've had it my all life. I've had it all my life. Just never understood why I was different until now. It all makes sense now. And Rachel, let me stop on your comment real quick. It's so important to, or let me put that on live right now on Threads. I want my people on Threads to come through because on Threads, we're building a neurodivergent community over there. It's pretty dope. And if you go look at some of the replies, there's people talking about, all right, like I just realized, boom, boom, boom. We were talking about masking the other day. We'll have a whole live stream about masking. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm behind on a couple of things, but we'll have a live stream about masking, and we'll also have a love show, a dating show. I'm gonna have a dating stream where I want all my neurodivergent people to come together because when it comes to dating and neurodivergence, like we're a little bit different. So like we might need a Mickey Ficky who's on our level. So I'm looking forward to that. I crack myself up, but I'm looking forward to that live stream is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, Rachel, women with ADHD and autism sometimes have to wait until their 30s. And with bipolar disorder, the average person has to wait like 10 years in the United States for an accurate diagnosis. So it's up to us to change the game. Like we're game changers out here. We're gonna change the game. Jen, diagnosed with ADHD at 36 in part because of you and your videos. That means the world to me, Jen. And I'm that's crazy. I get to be a part of your story. That's wild. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let me see. A lesbian on that stream. Oh, Minty Rose. Hey, if you're looking for love, be neurodivergent. Dr. Kojo got you. But see, the one thing on my audience is that at least on Facebook, we swing like 83% women, 17% guys. So it might be uneven, but for the guys or for the women who date women, if you date women, you are in luck. But we will find your people. We will find your people. I forgot to put shoes on today. Went to my hair appointment in slippers. Have you ever worn your scrubs backwards to work? Cassandra says, I've always been called lazy, always tardy, anxious, depressed, socially awkward, anxiety. That looks like neurodivergent. I'm looking for my people. I'm looking for my people. It's nice to see you. Oh yeah, colorful thinker. You must be new to this. Yeah, we accept new people. Come on through. Come on through. Originally diagnosed with anxiety, depression, anxiety at 18, was referred to a psychiatrist who I've been seeing for 4 years now, who diagnosed me with anxiety, depression, OCD, and ADHD at 20. Jackie, so 20 is late, but it's kind of early. It's late, but I'm happy that it didn't, you didn't have to wait for too long. My question was where to go regarding clouding over. Can I get some more details? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Minty says, yeah, I'm your people. RDA, she just got diagnosed about a year ago at 26. Oh, so look, Minty went to Psychology Today. And look, I don't receive a single dollar from Psychology Today. I don't have a dog in the fight. But anything that can help out people. Anything that can help out people. If you're in an area and you do a Google search, you can find a professional. Hey, more power to you. If you can use Psychology Today to find somebody in your area, more power to you. And of course, if I ever have a financial relationship with something or whatever, like we put paid partnership, I'm not going to deceive you all. I'll be upfront with all of that. But I have no relationship with Psychology Today, but they have been helpful. A lot of people have mentioned that they have been helpful. My old PCP is ADHD. He's one of my favorite doctors ever. And did your doctor tell you that he had ADHD? Am I crazy or was there no mustache last live? No, there wasn't. I had a little bit of facial hair, a little bit of stubble. I'll be switching it up here and there. What are your thoughts on treating ADHD when it comes to people that have had substance abuse issues in the past? Ooh, good question. So, are the Durka, who are you? Because you're asking some good questions. Thank you for asking. So, all right, here's my thing when it comes to ADHD and people with substance abuse issues in the past. You have to understand that undiagnosed ADHD is one of the biggest reasons why people use, right? Well, maybe you didn't know, but undiagnosed ADHD is one of the biggest reasons why people use. So by giving them stimulants, which is the best treatment for ADHD, uh, I didn't make that up. You know, go argue with somebody. Don't argue with. That's what the literature says. But by giving them stimulants, of course, you can use the non-stimulants and Strattera and beta blockers, whatever. But by giving them stimulants, you help to cut down the abuse rates, right? So I think stimulants not only help to keep people sober, but it helps you, get your life back on track if it works for you. So sometimes people are like, "Oh, I don't want to give this person Adderall because they abuse something X, Y, and Z, or because they smoke marijuana or whatever." But for me, I would argue that by giving them the medication, you not only help to keep them clean, but you help to, give them a reason to, be forward thinking. So I don't have an issue with, myself. That's me personally. I don't have an issue prescribing stimulants to somebody who has a substance, um, you know, use history, right? And there's certain stimulants like Vyvanse is a pro drug, so like it only works once it gets inside, your gut. So there's ways to like account for that. You just can't play life scared. You can't play life scared, Yeah, yeah, yeah. And look, Andy, people who get annoyed by it, they're just under informed. They don't know, right? So we gotta let them know. 46 undiagnosed. My kid 11, IAP almost 4 years working on getting us some help. Yeah, I see that a lot. So I see like moms, the kid gets diagnosed and then the mom or the dad gets diagnosed. Keep in mind they're getting it from somewhere. So I can't recommend, any mood stabilizer. I don't want to get in trouble. But I've had patients who have taken Adderall with mood stabilizer before. So natural mood stabilizers are exercise. I know y'all don't like to hear that, but exercise is not gonna knock you out like Seroquel, but exercise is, I will call it a natural mood stabilizer. Diagnosis of bipolar and ADHD. I thought it was just anxiety and depression. I'm 37, and after years of failing, I'm just getting through community college and graduating 2 semesters. That's what's up. Congratulations. Congratulations. Mike, what's up? Look for treatment. Uh, yeah, Mike, look, and people don't understand how exhausting it is to be looking for a diagnosis. So when you identify with something, don't gaslight yourself, even without the official diagnosis. Yeah, magnesium, yeah, it can help you sleep, but as a mood stabilizer, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, oh dang, there's so many good comments on here. All right, does anybody want to actually come on the stream and talk to us? Because I figured out how to send like do like an invite and bring people on. So if y'all want to come on through. Come on through. Avariana, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I was able to do Vyvanse for a week, and my blood pressure went. And yes, so like there's a reason why you can't like just do Facebook or TikTok live stream and be able to get diagnosed, because you have to go through like you gotta check your let me make sure we're still live on TikTok. Are we still live on TikTok? We might be, maybe not. I thought we were live on TikTok. Mickey Fakey. Oh well, I'll figure it out for next time. I'll make sure we go live on TikTok next time. Sorry, my TikTokers. But look, before you start stimulants, like they normally check your labs. They look at your liver. They check your blood pressure. So like there's a system, EKG. So you can't just kind of like, just hop on it. Leilani, what's going on? Leilani is one of the moderators, by the way. Austin, what's up? What's up? What's up? So once again, this depends on you and your doctor. Sometimes it just depends on how comfortable they are. Like if somebody has like a long, strong history of hypertension, maybe like you'll avoid a stimulant. But it all depends. Well, I said your name correctly. Oh, you almost Averiana. All right, let me not say it because I might be messing it up. Genetic testing can be helpful. I don't think it's practical, But if everybody had access to it, sure, why not? Sure, why not? And what are some of the main benefits? Martine, well, look, on the last stream, on the New Year's Eve stream, I said that I don't think people should, like, when you marry, the marriage should come with a psychiatric evaluation and a prenup. Just like you can just knock out two birds with one stone right there. Like take money out of the equation and just love the person you love. And people saying, "Oh, are you crazy?" How about we both get a psychiatric evaluation? Not to label anybody as crazy, but it gives you an explanation for your behaviors, and it puts you in a position to get a lot of help. If they ever make me president, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Psychologist, psychiatrist, mental health nurse practitioner, physician assistant. I would go with somebody who can prescribe. Undiagnosed ADHD, severe anxiety. Katrina, my thoughts are the sooner you can get a diagnosis, the better, so you can get help and accommodation. Yes. So, Jackie, if somebody asks you what ADD is, tell them that ADD or ADHD means that you have a hard time regulating your attention and regulating your emotions. That's the simplest way to put it, right? Don't look at, it's the issue with regulating your attention and regulating your emotions, right? Regulating your attention. I have to pay attention on this specific thing right now, but for whatever reason, I can't focus on this thing. So I'm like all over the place, right? I have this thing due tonight, but like for some reason, I just can't like get up and do it, right? You're unable to regulate your attention. Not that you can't focus, you can focus on things that you enjoy doing. But if you can't, if you're not stimulated by it, if it's not new, if things aren't urgent, if it's not like a deadline pushing you, you might not get it done, right? And having a hard time regulating your emotions. You might feel up, down, meltdown, outburst, that sort of thing. So when you get help for ADHD, whether it's meds or therapy or whatever, you should be having a easier time regulating your attention and regulating your emotions. I hope I hope that makes sense. I try to figure out the easiest way to uh no, well, you said don't laugh, so it made me laugh. That's funny. I got way too good at masking and prepping for every doom of life that some people can't believe I have severe ADHD. Ooh. Man, I can't wait for this masking conversation. Yee, I cannot wait for it. We might have to stream tomorrow, depending on how up to date I get caught up with the work I have to do. But we might have to stream tomorrow because like we need to talk about masking. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Julie, nice to meet you. How to stop masking? Ooh, okay, all right. So Jackie, I tell you what, Leilani, or one of the moderators, can y'all put this is gonna be its own stream. How to stop masking? I want that to be its own stream, and I want to bring people on this stream, and then we can talk about how we stop masking, right? At least for me, like I didn't know what masking was until recently. Like I did not learn that, in my impeccable doctorate education from Augusta University. But masking. Once I realized what it was, it's just kind of a way to like fit in, right? Because if you're neurodivergent, you know that like you're a little bit different from most people, so like you don't want to like stand out. So like you just kind of fit in and like you just adjust the temperature of the room, but it kind of makes you feel like worse, and it is exhausting. But a lot of people get to a breaking point where you're like, all right, I'm done. I'm tired. Like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have to. Leilani, thank you. I got the notification on Discord. Y'all join the Discord community. I'm gonna get we're expanding our team, and I'm gonna have somebody focus specifically on the Discord. I want to make sure that we can do that. I did not do that last year, so I'm learning from my mistakes. But yeah, for me, uh, I moved from Southern Virginia. I was doing forensic psychiatry out there to Los Angeles, California, the entertainment capital of the world. And I went in with like a good heart. And for those of y'all who are neurodivergent, y'all probably have good hearts, right? And me, I come from the South, right? Nashville, Tennessee, Ackworth, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia, Livingston, Alabama, Meridian, Mississippi. Like, I'm from the South. So like in the South, a handshake will get the job done. Like if somebody said, "Hey, come over to the house. We're gonna be playing Madden." Like you would go to the house, and damn it, they be playing Madden. If the guy's like, "Hey, we're going deer hunting," like, "Hey, you go outside and before deer out there," like, we will do what we said we were gonna do. And then I moved to Los Angeles, which is a city. You have to have tough skin to be out there. And me just being so nice and giving, I lost an enormous amount of money trying to help people. And I realized that the help I always needed was within myself. I'm like, what am I like? I'm like, like I need help here, or like I need support, or like where are my friends? The help that I needed was always within myself. So I just put myself, as a number one priority. And that's not a bad thing. I have to make sure I'm in the best position to do for me, and I can do for other people. But like, as somebody who grew up, like really poor, like y'all don't know rock bottom. Like we grew up like food stamps, Nashville, Tennessee, poor. Like we didn't have rock bottom. It was just bottom with no rock. Like we were so poor. So you grow up and then like you see people like you just want to help. I just want to help. And like sometimes you'll even neglect yourself trying to help out people. And I still help out people. Like I'm not a cruel person. I just know to put myself first, and I'm a lot more unapologetic about certain things. Like, I'll do my best, but my best is good enough. Like I always say, I'm not going to judge myself for not being able to like overextend myself, right? Like the last second, someone, like I gotta stop everything. I can't, right? So, but then when you mask, right, you do lose friends. I forgot to mention that part. You will lose friends, and but for me, like I'm okay with that. Like my circle, especially when you're a public figure too, it's like you're always like I'm always just like looking for somebody to like you know get over on me. It makes you a little bit paranoid if we're being honest. Like I'm just waiting for the BS to happen. If somebody comes up to me and I'm like, all right, just let me know what you want. Like maybe we'll work together, maybe I don't know, but just let me know what you want off the rip, instead of like you being my friend and then I have to find out like after the fact that you want something from me, right? So, I've accommodated to that by just looking for more normal experiences. I love LA. LA is home for me. LA is a future, and I want to, bring the magic of this community into Hollywood and put it on the big screen. I got big goals, but I'm just a little bit more to myself in Los Angeles now. But I love the city, and I'm very grateful for everything that has done for me. Emily, Emily, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, but this masking thing, yeah, yeah. And look, you can work with people, but just let me know what you want, right? It makes making friends very difficult. It makes dating very difficult, right? Like I've heard, I'm not saying women are evil, they're not evil. Women are the best thing in the world, right? But I've heard everything, right? Like I don't, okay, like I'll just sit there and smile. Like I've heard everything. Like we don't have to do the Mickey Thicky. We can just be friends. Like I need to know. Like I can't read between the lines. Like just let me know what's up. Let me know what's up. Like just let me know what's up. And also, like I look back at people who have been nice their whole life, and I'm not, don't stop being nice, right? Like we treat everybody with respect, and everybody deserves respect, love, kindness. So we should not take this as a sign to be rude. We should always be respectful in all interactions, but you don't have to overextend yourself. You're not a bad person if you can't help out at the last second. You just have to tell yourself that. I believe I'm autistic. I haven't been diagnosed because of masking. Masking also delays diagnosis too. Um, Wilbur. Mm, mm, mm. Is masking and imposter syndrome related? Potentially, I do think that there is some correlation there. not that the correlation, leads to causation correlation, but I think that there's some relationship there with um, masking and imposter syndrome for sure. And it has something to do with a certain type of insecurity too. My dad's a helper to the point he has no shirt. I love my father and I believe I'm very much like him, but it can be a hard life to live. Yeah, yeah. No, Chantel, my parents as well. And I'm letting them know, hey, there's nothing wrong with like doing for yourself, right? You're not an evil person for putting yourself first. Like I've had to learn that. Yes, so now I'm a lot more unapologetic about it. And like my phone will be like full, like I get back to people as soon as I can, right? Like I got things to do. I got to run this company, like, like I have to, like the masking thing goes deep. Like we will have a whole stream on it, because like people, if people see you in a certain position, and you've been masking, right, and whatever position you're in is to their benefit, they probably won't let you know what's going on, right? Because there's givers and there's takers. Givers love takers, and or takers love givers, and givers love to give to takers, right? So it can be quite a vicious cycle. A vicious cycle. Just moved south and people are genuine. It's humbling. Yeah. Shout out to my people in the south. Shout out to my people in the south. Empaths. Leilani, I'm doing good. Doing good. Mental health recovery anniversary. Oh wow. Congratulations. It's hard to get sober. Yeah, the South is different. I still love California, but you just have to know how to operate in places like that, right? You just have to know how to operate. Big hearts, but there are more of us to give. We're still here. Yeah, and once again, you shouldn't stop being, a kind person. Just understand that, hey, not everything is your battle to fight. It is hard to stop masking because there's a CPTSD variable that some ADHD struggle with as adults. A lot of neurodivergent people, not just ADHD, autism as well, right? They can be traumatic, and not that it's like some big trauma, but with CPTSD, it's like small trauma over time. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. Here's the link for the Discord server. Yee! Kentucky in the house. Oh, it's time for the water break. Shoot, I'm out of water. Mickey Ficky. Dang it. No. All right. Then we're gonna have to do another stream this week where I can have a water break. What's a typical way to mask? Hey, well, Jackie, I could answer this question, or I could let the community answer it. So let me read this comment from Janice. But go ahead and let me know what ways you all have masked in the past. My wife and I are both givers. We have tons of miscommunication because we're both trying to give and get frustrated. The other won't. So I love it when givers get with givers. Like that's super cool to me. And that's where a relationship really is. Like you should be doing your best to like if you make the other person a priority in a relationship, like how is it gonna fail? You're constantly trying to make that person happy, and they're constantly trying to make you happy and satisfy your needs. Like that's a win-win. Make it ficky. Charlene, I understand if you have to get some rest. I understand. Oh, the Discord link is right here. Take it. No, I gotta go buy some water. Like I gotta go buy some water. Like I'll probably after this stream, I'll probably go buy some water. Real quick. So with stimulants, there is a small 1% chance of psychosis. It can happen. I don't see that often, but it can happen. It can definitely happen. I did the opposite. Grew up in LA and now live in. Oh, okay. All right. So you had your LA experience. Let me see how people mask. How do people mask? Let me see. How do people mask? I mask by over planning and over preparing for everything. Okay. Nodding and acting like I was listening when I really phased out. Okay, okay. Is the Discord broken? Leilani, can you check on that? I need to figure that out. I have masked by talking way less or not at all when around people who have said you talk too much or seem uncomfortable when I talk about something I'm passionate about. Oh, ah, ah. Masking as a giver to someone who doesn't accept. A helper continues to try. Ah. Hmm. I like this. I've tried to mask feelings of vulnerability with a strong. Oh, okay, okay. Masking for me was using my sexuality to get myself by from. Ooh, Shelby, let's talk about it. And also, one of these days, we need to have a live stream on hypersexuality. You know, we can talk about that in a very respectful way. And I think people are confused when they hear hypersexuality. Like initially, their mind goes to like, ooh, but no, like if a lot of times hypersexuality, whether it's within the context of bipolar or ADHD, whatever, it's normally not something that you're proud of, and it's something that like it comes with a cost, right? So it's not just like, oh, I feel horny. Is it comes with sometimes painful consequences. Thank you for sharing, Shelby. I really appreciate that. Shelby always keeps it real. Masking by overworking and keeping a packed schedule. Ooh, Mickey Ficky. I think about eye contact during conversation. Ah, okay. So you picked up on how like the normal amount of eye contact is. Ah. I found I had ADHD in my 20s, but I have autism now because of my kiddos. Sometimes you have to treat the ADHD for the autism to, like not appear, but like to be in like clear view. I also mask by people pleasing. Ah, wow. Yeah, after a while, it kind of becomes who you are. So when you just stop masking, you do freak out a lot of people. You freak out a lot of people because people are like, oh my gosh, like, who is this person? And then you feel bad because you're like, dang, like people don't like the real me. Jessica, thank you so much. I appreciate you. How to hey, this could be its own live stream, but I will say that sometimes when you're in this position, I I allow you to go back to bed. Honestly, get out of bed, do one thing that you're proud of, go right back to bed. You want to be in bed? You can be in bed. You can't be in bed all day without doing one thing that you're proud of, though. I need at least one thing. Like get up and take the dog out for a walk. Get up and you know go rearrange some stuff in the kitchen. I won't let you be in bed all day, but just get up and give me one thing, and after that, then you can go back in bed. But at least once you start to feel better about yourself, it gives you some momentum. The people pleasing. Oh my goodness. I mess by pretending I don't have needs or require. Ooh. Beauty and hypersexual. No, we can talk about hypersexuality. We can talk about hypersexuality, and like even for me, like I look back, I'm like, did I really like that girl, or like, I'm like, before your frontal lobe fully develops, I'm like, what was I doing? You know, what in the world was that doing? Mickey Ficky. I'm masked by what's happening in my brain. Oh, by being productive. Uh, it depends on what yeah, I would not be yeah, yeah. I would say they can. I don't know too much about neurologists, but I would say that they can. Sometimes faking happiness. Oh, okay. Overworking. Maybe likable. Oh, yeah. Shelby, no, like that's a conversation we would definitely will have for sure. And like Shelby, you're an attractive lady, so like if you go out and like if I'm not nothing against women who dress like promiscuously, like please don't take this. I don't want anybody to clip this out and be like, "Oh, Kojo says women dress bad." No, but I'm saying if you're like pretty and like you already get a little bit of attention, you can dress a certain way or do certain things, and all of a sudden you become very popular. And in that situation, maybe not that you wanted to really engage in those acts, but you like the attention. People forget that attention is a human need, like not just for women, like all of us. Like attention is you we need attention, we need community, we need to socialize. I think we've learned the past couple of years nothing good happens when we isolate and like we stay away from each other, right? Sometimes things divide us, politics, all this BS, but people need people. I think since the pandemic we really realized that, but people need attention, and you'd be surprised what lengths people will go to get attention, whether it's hypersexuality, aggression, A lot of times I've seen that in autistic patients, just aggression. Like all of us crave attention, and when we go so long without it, we can't judge ourselves for what we do in order to get some attention. We got to be kind to ourselves. Like it's not easy. You got to be kind to yourself. Mask. I like this, Jessica. Masking is being accepted in social context. Yeah, it is. And look, also like sometimes even as you're unmasking, we might catch ourselves like masking again, right? Like you might learn how to unmask in a social situation. All of a sudden, one day you just catch yourself like, like none was funny, but you're like, oh, like it happens. It happens too, A lot of neurospicy people are sensory seeking. No, like we need to have that conversation. That we need to have that conversation because it can help out a lot of people, And like I want the people coming behind us to like understand that, like, and like something like sex has a painful consequence depending on like the situation. So and like the guilt and shame you feel afterwards when you have to be like, oh, did I really want to do that? You know, like if you ate a Snickers bar and you're like, oh, I think I wanted a Twix. All right, like we can live with that. Snickers, Twix, all right, whatever. You ate the wrong candy bar, but I wouldn't want you to, hook up with somebody and be like, oh, did I want to do that, right? We don't want to look at it like that. I failed a lot in my relationship because my down spiral burst into being sexual outside my relationship and needing extreme attention elsewhere, and then I settled in many things. No, no, I'm telling you, we need to have that hypersexuality conversation because it's gonna help out a lot of people. I wish I had this conversation when I was younger. Like a lot of times we see hypersexuality in the context of women, right? With borderline personality disorder or bipolar. But for guys, I think a lot of times it's not reported because as guys, like, you get praised for it. Like you tell the guys, oh yeah, yeah, me and her. And guys like, you're like, we're just young and dumb. We didn't know. Like the guy comes back, oh yeah, I hooked up with this person, and all of a sudden college like, and then like you get older, and you're like, this is not cool. You're like, you go to a therapist, you're like, hold up, this is trauma. This ain't cool. I gotta address this as soon as possible. I stopped masking by answering honestly when people ask me, how are you? Oh, that's a good one. Because when people ask you, oh, like, how are you doing? They're really just like, it's just filler words. Like, hey, you doing okay? So if like I'm walking past Jazzy, I'm like, oh, how you doing? And then like I just start to walk. She's like, well, I've had a hard day. People are like, you're not supposed to answer that question for real. uh, Lori, in some ways, I would say that. Yeah, or trying to hide who you are from the world, because you're not sure like how you'll be perceived. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Nobody gets the one I say I really wasn't trying to be hurtful. I did. No, and look, starring. So when it comes to like infidelity and cheating, like the other person has a right to leave. But I think even if somebody leaves, like if somebody understands that it was like a mental health issue, I think they can look at you and be like, you know what, like this is not a bad person. Which make you feel good because you're not a bad person. And that's why I keep telling people we need to like a lot of things is just a mental health conversation. It's just a mental health conversation, you know? Like for some people, you get on some lamotrigine or some lithium, like it'll save your relationship, you know? It- it's much better to do that than to look, back after the fact. You're like, dang, I lost my family, and the regret. People have to get this information. It was honestly easier to mask in a sexual context. Oh, I look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I'll be very honest. Like, I did not really even think about sex as a way of masking until I did not know. Wow, I did not even look at it like that. I did not look at it like that because of how girls with mental disorders. Wow, I'm learning. Hey, I can learn too. Um, physical behavior. I wouldn't. Oh, in a way, I see what you're getting at, kids. But it could be. It could be. A lot have been sensual. Years of abstinence between painful relationship endings help me love my body. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Abstinence is the way sometimes. I cannot believe that those words are coming out of my mouth. But sometimes that's the answer. Like just take a step back. You know, if you're a guy, keep your willy inside your pants. If you're a girl, just kind of just sit there. Just pause for a little bit. You do see things a bit more clear. You know, can unmasking make you not feel that shame from being neurosexual? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate, Chantel? Stimming, yeah. There's we got so much to talk about. We got so much to talk about. I found out my hypersexuality helped me find some freedom in myself, though. Oh, okay, okay, okay. And look, that's reframing. Like when you go to a therapist and they're doing behavioral therapy, with you, they help you take a bad situation or like let's label it bad for now, and make it work for you, right? You look at it from a different angle. So yeah, wow, wow, wow. Oh, this is a good way to mask faking enormous interest in everything anyone says to me. Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Uh, I got told I didn't smile enough. Well, now there's no reason to smile if you don't want to smile. It's ADHD and being easily angered common. Yeah, because ADHD, you have a hard time regulating your emotions. My attention seeking happens in the wrong ways. Oh man, oh my gosh, like ah, there's so many topics to talk about. Mickey, Vicky, Mickey, Vicky, and Morgana. I mentioned at the top of the stream, but I would Google psychiatrist near me. I gotta do this all day. My to-do list is piling, but I'll Google psychiatrist near me and find psychiatrist, mental health nurse practitioner, or a physician assistant who can diagnose you. Hello, long time watcher of your content. I was officially diagnosed ADHD last Friday at 36 years old. Hopefully, I can get some help in the right way. Hey, I love these comments. I love these comments. Yeah, let's put that on there. Yeah, yeah. Let's add that to the list. Stop asking. The hypersexual. We need to talk about the hypersexual sexuality one, especially in the context of bipolar disorder. You know, some people will say bipolar is not really neurodivergent, and probably right, but neurodivergent is just anything that's not neurotypical. And I don't, so like you can make the argument that it is, but no, we need to talk about that. Letting rejection, sensitive dysphoria dictate my responses in behavior and conversations. Yeah, and that's why like everything that I believe that everything that you want is on the opposite side of fear. And like take Shelby for example. Like I see Shelby making her content. I think that's dope. Like it's hella dope. Like you know how hard it is to put yourself out there for the first time, especially like like I left home. I moved to LA. And even when I first started making content, I was by myself in Virginia. My ex girlfriend would come every now and then, but I didn't have like family and friends. So like people would see my videos and like maybe they'd laugh or whatever, but it wasn't in my face, right? Because that rejection, once you feel that rejection, you kind of like feel a little bit disgusted. You're like like people can see me, they can perceive me. I don't like my videos. It's cringe. We need to throw the word cringe out of our vocabulary. So it's hard to show up and be seen. So everything that we want is on the opposite side of fear. I want more neurodivergent people to just start taking risks. Take risks, calculated risks, of course. But still, like if you have a dream, please go chase it. Well, uh, yeah, I'm not sure how we will title it, but because uh, hypersexuality is not just in bipolar disorder. Um, and like even within the context of bipolar disorder, you think of it in like the manic state when you're like, you know, it's blowing all your money, you're not sleeping for days, everything is super fun. But you can also have hypersexuality, like some people's hypersexuality manifests like in a depressive episode. I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel dirty. So like so ADHD, there's so many different ways that it can present. but it's at least being mindful of it is helpful, because like certain things, like I said, with sex, you just want to make sure that like you want to do it. That's not something that you should be like, oh, I think and not with sex, no, 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 no. I contemplate for 2 years. Yeah, Shelby, put it out there. I promise you. Like, I almost take it personally when people don't chase their dreams. Like, I kind of don't like that. I mean, like, do as best as you can. But when, like, like, I guess that's like the empath in me. I'm like, please chase your dreams. Like, a dream is very important to protect. Very important to protect. So important to protect. Jazzy, likewise. Uh, right. And look, that's why we need to talk about it, because you don't want to be used, And look, sometimes if the other person doesn't know what's going on, like you can't blame them, right? How can somebody know that, you're, in a manic state, or you're masking, I think hypersexuality can be healthy. It doesn't need to be a guilt trip. Um, so, hey, look, Caitlin, please come back when we do the live stream. I would love to hear your perspective, because, at least for me, in my head, when I think of hypersexuality, I do default to the negative. Because, in my opinion, like there's a clear difference between hypersexuality and, oh, I just love my wife. Like I'm just like so turned on by my. But like I would love to. I would love to. eh, I don't. I Yeah. Let's talk about it. In poly relationships, the communication, I think, is better than monogamous relationships. So I mean, once again, everybody has to feel respected, and like it's not something you can just jump in. And I think people like the thought of it sometimes might be more appealing than the actual thing. Like, ooh, but I really want people to make sure that they just feel in control of what they're doing. But look, Caitlin, I love your perspective. I never thought of it like that. I never thought of it like that. Wow, wow. My hypersexuality is definitely at its most extreme and depressive episodes. Yeah, I've seen this a lot. I've seen this a lot. Um, yeah. Leilani, I like this. Ooh, we got some good topics. Ooh, we got some good topics. Colorful thinker. Trauma response. Ooh, we got some good topics. All right. So, Megan, the topic is just late diagnosed neurodivergent folks talk to me. So just by being neurodivergent later in life, you realize a lot of different things. Like you realize that you have different quirks. You realize that you may have been masking. Now we're talking about hypersexuality, and all of this stuff is valid. All of it is valid, right? Because when you have an explanation for your symptoms, then like you're not a bad person, and like at least in the context of hypersexuality, as guys, we can get away with that. Like we get praised for that, but for women, there's like what's that book that they made us read in high school? The Scarlet Letter. I think that's the name of the book. But there's this big stigma on women when it comes to hypersexuality, and like do what you want, right? But just make sure that it's your decision, right? When you look back, you're like, my mental health wasn't in the best place. It makes you feel a certain way, but at least you can now go get the help that you need, right? You can build a great marriage too. MC, don't let it. Oh, right. Shelby. So, like in a perfect world, if you could like, if you could direct hypersexuality and like control it, no, it would not be an issue then. That would be the best thing in the world. Like like God should give my mom watches like Kojo stuff. But I mean, if you could direct it like that, then yeah, no, then it's the best thing in the world. But normally, like if it's gonna fit like if it's hypersexuality in the context of how we talk about things, when it comes to mental health disorders, you don't really have that much control over it. That's the problem. You don't have that much control over it. Like it's more so like your body's desire to have a certain need filled is more important than like who you do it with, like how you like it becomes very embarrassing. But like if we could control it, it'd be awesome, right? You know, if we can control it. Yes, Leilani, I think you mentioned this in the Discord. Let's put this one down as well. Yes. I was diagnosed when I was 27. I had to look back through my entire life, and holy hell, the words quirky, sensitive, and literal were not compliments. All of the me's who lived through everything deserve to know nothing was wrong with them. And as an adult, I can finally give that to them. Feels good to heal, and there's been some grieving too. So, Laura, I love this show right here because look, like it's really like living your life a whole way, and like, oh my goodness, I didn't like. It's so shocking, because you really probably didn't like yourself for a long time, and now for the first time, in a long time, you get to enjoy who you are, and it's like you are rediscovering who you are. Like you really are. If you're diagnosed later in life, you are rediscovering who you are. Your friend group is changing. You're setting boundaries now. So now certain people are not going to be comfortable with you, and that's okay. You may have to go through a period of isolation, but I think it's a beautiful thing. It's difficult, but for me, at least, in my journey, like I'm hanging out more with my childhood friends now. We're spending a lot more time together, and I still do meet people and things like that, so it's not like you can't make any friends, but you just see the world very differently than how you used to see it. Like you just really watch things, you know when I have just to feel that connection and not for attention. Right, right. Yeah, I completely agree with that, and most people can also I would agree with that too. It's better to be with somebody that you care about versus just like, like I gotta get my rocks off. Monk. Who's um I'm not familiar with who Monk is. How do we find out which type of ADHD we have? So there's three types. Just ask your psychiatrist. Like next time you go in and say, "Hey, can you let me know like how you charted my ADHD? What type is it? Is it the inattentive? Is it the hyperactive impulsive? Is it the combined type?" A lot of women tend to fall into the like inattentive, disorganized. But like, just ask your your psychiatrist. Uh, and also like keep in mind like your mental health providers work for you. Like I always tell patients like, hey, stop me. Like if you don't want to answer something, just say I don't know. Or like hey, like I'm not here to like you know push a certain agenda. Like it's for you. So I would just ask. Uh, Kate, go with the win. Uh, physical. I'm reading these comments backwards. So don't make sense. Physical intimacy is grounding for many of us. I don't want to disregard the benefits of it. I agree. No, no, it's important. It's important. And look, even with people who have sensory issues where they don't like being touched, they still like intimacy. I think we should talk about that. They still like intimacy. And Ashley, I didn't even think about this right here. Sometimes having no drive, especially when you're in a relationship with somebody who has a drive, high drive, that's going to be an issue. It's not anything that you can't overcome, but that will be an issue. Emily, this right here, this is why medications are so important and the right treatment, you know, the right treatment. Kitten pants, it sounds good, but it's not what you think it is. Is not what you think it is. But once again, there could be another side to it that I'm not acknowledging. I got tested for ADHD, but my psychiatrist concluded that it was only bipolar and mentioned bipolar symptoms are the same as ADHD. Yeah, Willy Wonka, it can be confusing. Sometimes people are afraid to get treated for bipolar because they feel like they'll be stopped. They won't receive treatment for ADHD anymore. But bipolar and ADHD are cousins. They're first cousins, right? So they don't see each other all the time, but during the Thanksgiving hangout, they come back and they're like, hey, I missed you. I missed you ADHD. I miss you bipolar. They're cousins. That's how I like to call it. Uh, and this is another thing that I think us as guys need to learn right here. Monk was Neurodivergent book series. Oh wow, no, I've never heard of a monk before. I never heard of a monk before. Yeah, it Yeah, ADHD and bipolar, the two cousins. Does that make sense? Okay. I was trying to figure out like what's a good way to like make it make sense. Uh, and Star, and once again, this is why mental health education is important, because if like it's sensory overload, you don't want somebody breathing around you. You know, like you want to punch them. Ooh, menopause and ADHD. We may have to revisit that topic. Bring back Dr. Sasha. Maybe so. Found out I have autism some 15 months ago. It's been rough. I'm still not able to accept my social awkwardness and deal with self isolation. And you know, especially with everybody who's neurodivergent and talking about it nowadays, but if you were to live your truth, like if you're awkward and you're confident in your awkwardness, a lot of people find that very attractive. That's attractive energy. Like, oh, like wow, I need to be around this energy, right? But it's the shame that comes with the awkwardness that makes you be like, I gotta get out of here. You know, can never diversity in what context? Ooh, 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 this comment right here. Oh, okay, all right, so somebody mentioned this. Yeah, we might have to bring Dr. Sasha back on. I cried so hard after my adult ADHD diagnosis because I got so much closure. A lot of people, it's a very emotional type of thing. Yeah. People need to know that, like, don't just let life happen to you. You know, like you can ask these questions, like, hey, what's this for? What's that for? What's this for? You know, monkeys. All right, I need to check this monk thing out. Setting boundaries. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Let's talk about that. Chantal, very sorry for your loss. I'm reading that. Very sorry for your loss. Setting boundaries. Okay, and then we'll end with this. See what I got sent into John. Okay, all right. But setting boundaries is hard. You know why? Because when you set boundaries with somebody, there's a good chance that guess what, they'll leave. There's a good chance that they'll leave, and that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And look, check this out. Especially when it comes to relationships, because setting boundaries is hard with people who you're close to. Like if it's just somebody that you met, like a random friend that you met one day and a gym buddy, you're not that close to that person, and you set a boundary with them and they leave, you're like, whatever, I don't care. It's hard with family and it's hard with relationships, right? And when your desire to be, and like my thing is not, I'm not saying that you shouldn't fight for like, oh, your boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. But I believe, here's my opinion. I believe that you, when it comes, like you fight for a marriage, fight for your marriage, go all out for your marriage. Still fight for your relationship, but like you're not that invested yet, right? Let's keep things in order. Or if you don't want to be married, then okay, all right, that's different. But if you want to be married, like fight for your marriage. Put things, gotta compartmentalize, right? Because when your desire to be with somebody is greater than your desire for a healthy relationship and self respect, you will almost always find yourself in a toxic relationship. I got to repeat that. When your desire to be with a particular person is greater than your desire to be in a healthy relationship, you can set your watch. You will find yourself in a toxic situation. Before you know it, before you know it, you have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries. A life with no boundaries is a very miserable one. And a lot of people who are really good with boundaries at one point were so giving. And they reach a breaking point where they're like, all right, you know, they said a couple of four-letter words like, all right, that's it. Like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. You know, everybody's had those moments. Trust me, I've had those moments, which is maybe better at setting boundaries. Why did I have to learn that way? I don't know, but that's how we do. People don't like, right. And look, the goal is not to be liked by people. The goal, at least for me, the goal is to be respected. You don't have to like me, but you have to respect me. It's just that simple. You don't have to like me, but you have to respect me. If we're going to be in close proximity, you have to respect me because I respect you and I demand respect out of you as well. You don't have to like me though. You don't have to like me. It's liberating to figure that out because that whole people pleasing where I was like, nah, nah, they don't have to like you. In fact, if everybody likes you and you're watching this live stream right now, just go ahead and assume that you're masking. If everybody likes you, think about it. In a nation so divided, how can everybody like you? Right? Some people would just hate your guts. It's okay. Like, it's fine. Just stay true to yourself. Be a good person. Treat everybody with respect and demand respect. But people don't have to like us, right? They don't have to like us. I mean, Mickey. Wait. Right, right. You gotta fight for yourself. And look, do you know what the best way to receive better treatment is? And this is why neurodivergent people, like, we're stuck in the loop. The best way to get better treatment for yourself is to treat yourself better, right? If you treat yourself really good, like, this is the minimum that you accept for yourself. If somebody comes here and they're giving you a minimum, like, you're like, nah, I'm good. Like, I see myself right here. So anybody who comes in my life has to elevate that. The best way to get good treatment is to treat yourself better, unfortunately. This is premenstrual dysphoria disorder, which has a high comorbidity with ADHD. So we should be talking about that. Oh, yeah. You should research and go talk to your doctor about it. You know, but yeah, there's definitely a correlation between that and ADHD, um, which can make managing your mood, quite the yeah, quite tough. Oh yeah, yeah. We're creative Mickey Fickies. We're creative Mickey Fickies. Yeah, speak your truth. It's liberating too. I set boundaries for myself. I become happier. My partner learned. Okay. I'm assuming you're polyamorous then. Uh, my partners learned, or okay, maybe you didn't mean in plural, how to set boundaries for himself. Okay, so there's one person. Okay. Yeah, respect is very important. Respect is very important. Like Philip was saying, I didn't know boundaries was a thing until I was completely walked all over and betrayed. And look, also, not everybody who disrespects you means to do it. Just keep that in mind. Not everybody wants to, like, some people are also living life and they're on their own journey and they're not healed. So they go around hurting people. They don't want to, you know? So not everybody who, like, screws you over is like a narcissist. They just might be an unhealed individual who is putting their trauma out on you. Doesn't negate the fact that you have to, like, separate yourself from them, but not everybody is mean to be a bad person, right? We're all struggling with one thing or another. Let me see. Just joined, and did not get diagnosed until December 2022. I will be 39 in May. No meds have truly helped. It's been a struggle. Heather, it might sound crazy, but you have to keep going. You have to keep trying. And mine, switch up the meds. December 20 been over a year. Switch up the meds. Try, like, always. And I don't even know you, right? You might have been through so much, but just do your best to understand that, like, you can get better. You always have to think about that. You can get better. My communicating comes out as over explaining. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you don't have to over explain. Just like a simple yes or no. You know, and when you become more comfortable with yourself, it's okay. But you don't, explain too much. I think it's not my business to know what people think of me. Yeah, other people's opinions of you is none of your business. I finally learned to set boundaries. And look, we need to start teaching neurodivergent kids this in school. There needs to be a class where they teach you about boundaries, especially if you're autistic. Because then it becomes a safety issue potentially. How can you speak up for yourself? You're gonna find yourself in compromising social situations. Um, ooh, that's another live stream too. Um, like boundaries and nerd. That's another one too. I think we've talked about that before, but shoot, we can talk about it again. Crying pain. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another one. Oh, Mickey Ficky. We got a lot. Mickey Ficky. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, we talked about everything, and then I'm like, hold up, we haven't talked about anything. Let me answer this, and then okay, all right, I'm gonna get to it, John. All right, emails. All right, so let's talk about this. How should someone deal with narcs? I'll tell you right now, you don't. You don't. You don't. Unfortunately, and I don't know who the narcissist is in your life. We all have narcissistic traits, right? I'm sure. I know I have some. We all have some, but a certain subset of people will meet the criteria to be an actual narcissist, but you don't deal with them, unfortunately. And I do believe you can get better. I don't believe that hope is gone for anybody, but in order for a narcissist to change, they have to be motivated internally to make that change. And I don't think that change should be made like when you're there. Like there has to be some separation. Like you do your thing, they do their thing. But yeah, the way you can't negotiate with a narcissist, right? You can't, because like it goes against the definition of a narcissist. Like you're not gonna win. If somebody is a narcissist and you're stuck in a relationship or some type of um even if it's not like a romantic relationship, some type of interpersonal relationship with this person, and you're trying to set boundaries, and you're going like, oh, do you mind? Of course they mind. It's not gonna work. You have to be very firm. Say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm gonna separate myself and do this. Thank you so much. You have to be very firm with no boundaries. That's how you end up with a narcissist. You don't have boundaries for the time being. Don't beat yourself up, but that's the truth of the matter. You don't have any boundaries for the time being. You don't negotiate with a narcissist. Nope, 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 nope. Please don't. Don't disrespect them. Like don't disrespect anybody. Everybody needs to be respected because we demand respect. But you do not negotiate with a narcissist. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And more than likely, you've been trying this, and you're trying to keep them around, right? You just don't. You don't. You know, try it if you want. Try it if you want. Uh, you know, you can learn the easy way or the hard way, and that type of pain, you don't like if you can skip it, like certain phases of life. If we can skip it, let's just skip it, all right? And then you're also helping them out too. You set a boundary, and then it gives them time to reflect, and then they can go back and make some changes on their own. But you cannot love a narcissist into being their best self. Um, I don't believe so. I think you know sometimes we need that boundary. We need to be told no. We need to be told no. Like we need to be told no, right? And I see Chantal has some pretty strong opinions. But yeah, we need to be told no. Look what Michael's saying. Start therapy and medication in March of this year. Sometimes I hate how much I'm starting to like myself. Michael, thank you. Loving the show. I love these comments because, and look, 46 years, 46 years of being on this earth, or 45, depending on whatever your birthday was, of not liking yourself, feeling like you're an outsider. And look, talk about a midlife resurgence. Like now you're starting to like yourself. You're walking with some swag, Mike. Mike walking with some swag. I don't know who Mike is or where he's at, but it's super cool when you start to like yourself, you know? And then like you just walk with this attractive energy. Like people just gravitate towards you, and then you're more confident in yourself. Because look, a lot of us are just walking around with insecurities and hurt. So when you see a confident Mickey Ficky like Michael Kelly walk through, you know, he's dressing good, he's feeling good, he's smelling good, he's taking his meds, he's living his life. People might be offended, like, oh, who does he think he is? Not knowing that he waited 45 years to finally start therapy and medications. So, Mike, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You deserve to like yourself. It sounds like almost like like what is he talking about? Like, aren't people supposed to like themselves? But a lot of times we don't like ourselves. So, if it took you 4 or 5 decades to do that, there's no shame in doing that. Like, I love these comments. Look, and look, just take this comment right here by Mike. This is how everybody's supposed to feel, right? if the 100 people who are watching right now, if we all really liked ourselves, like you would walk with some swag to you. Like that would be really cool. That would be super cool. You can always like, there's always like things to work on. Like I want to work on this, I want to work on that. I definitely have a lot of things to work on. I want to become a much better person in 2024. I want to be a better friend. I got a lot to work on, but I'm gonna like myself through the process. This is a cool comment. uh, Mike, that's amazing. Considered it for a few years now. Scott, don't worry about being dependent on the medication. Look, I mean, who am I to tell you? But risk and benefits, something that can drastically, in my opinion, improve the quality of your life. And I know I was gonna go, but I'm on my soapbox real quick. Like, life is not meant for us to like just kind of like, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, and it's no, like life is meant like life starts now. I don't know, maybe because like when you've been in hospital settings for so many years, maybe it's that. I don't know why I have such a deep sense of gratitude. I'm just awake. You know, I'm I can I got my hands, I got my feet, like like I I feel good. I look good. I'm grateful. Like life is now. Like there's no waiting. Life is now. So like this is the life that we have. Let's like let's enjoy this life. Tomorrow is not promised. You know, life is happening in front of our eyes, Scott. So if the life that you're living now, if you can have a higher quality of life, that's crazy, in a good way. Does that make sense? You know, that's wow. How to come to terms with the huge impact of very late diagnosis. Okay, that's another one similar to this one, but we can put this within an umbrella of something, because there's a lot of grief associated with it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I will tell people to kick rocks. You know, like hey, like you know, I have my nice way of saying like hey, hey, you're gonna be over there, I'm gonna be over here, but I'm always rooting for people. But like I know I'm too much of a giving person, so I keep people at arm's length. That's why I don't just like oh these guys oh yeah oh these guys are my best friends now. These random guys I met at the basketball court. No, I don't know those guys. If we become friends, cool, but I don't know those guys. I'm a giving person, so I know to keep that some healthy distance, and then just let friendships and relationships develop naturally over time. Like I'm not gonna just jump into a relationship. Like I know when I have a girlfriend, like I take care of everything. This is how I do it. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but I know how I do things, so I'm not gonna just jump in. Like I take my time, and then it reduces the amount of times I have to tell people to kick rocks. If you were on low vitamin D, would you feel the same? So it's a little bit different because if you have vitamin D deficiency, like you can take a pill for that, but that doesn't correct, the irregularities of dopamine. More than likely you might need both. Uh, you might need both. Those drug nurses suck. There's no helping. Chantel, I'm not diminishing your experience, but at some point, Chantel, hear me out. At some point, we have to take accountability for our own suffering, right? You maybe it's mental health related or whatever, but you allowed somebody to get that close to you, and play you and run you dizzy, just have you not knowing your left from your right. But then when you say, "Oh, okay, so my role in this is I let them do X, Y, and Z," boom. Once you realize that, then you're like, "All right, I'm gonna stop doing this, and now I'll stop having this problem, or it won't be as often." So that's more so empowering. First comes the accountability, then comes the empowerment. Yeah. Hey, they lie. They're getting long. They're getting long. They're getting long. How do you stop not liking yourself before? Sharon, I'll tell you, by hanging out with people who love themselves and people who want to see you win, right? If you're hanging around people who are happy within themselves and people who want to see you win, you'll start to like yourself better. Because those people are, more so of a rare breed because they love you and they want the best for you. Whereas in this cold world, right, not everybody's just gonna like gravitate towards you and just like you. You normally have to start treating yourself a lot better, and then people know to treat you a certain way, right? So hanging out with people who have just like people who have borderline personality disorder. One of the best things that you can do if you have BPD is to develop a relationship with somebody who really likes themselves, not in a narcissistic way, but somebody who appreciates themselves. So you can watch like, oh wow, that's how that person talks to themselves. Oh wow, okay, okay. You start to mirror that. Oh, that person doesn't beat themselves up for mistakes. All right, cool, 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 cool. Oh, okay. Oh, this person does after. Oh, okay. All right, cool, 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 cool. Right. So being with people who enjoy themselves and people who have healthy relationships with themselves can be very helpful for you in this situation right here. Uh, true narcissist. Chantel, I respect your opinion for sure. Um, Rick and Rocks of ADHD. Uh, okay, all right. I have to check and see who. I don't know who this person is, but I love to bring them on. I even forgot to bring people on. We need to do a we need to do all right. We'll have a live stream where we bring people on because that was super cool. And I want to be able to like chop those like you know chop it out and make clips. I have got a lot of plans for this live stream this year, and I'm bringing on video editors and things like that. We're beefing up our staff because I want to really like these are good moments. Like this means a lot to me. Like I really do remember these live streams after the fact. So I want to be able to capture these moments and really grow this community. I took a stimulant for my ADHD for a year. It didn't work for me now. I use I wish I could do that. Mine works the opposite way. The stimulant works for me. Off a person centered care. Yeah, yeah, whatever works for that person. And we can definitely revisit that cannabis conversation. I think a lot of people will enjoy that. uh, yeah, I'm from Ghana, West Africa originally. Um, uh, Within the United States, I got a couple of homes: Nashville, Tennessee, uh, Atlanta, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. Those are all homes for me. And now my home is Los Angeles, California. Let's have so Ashley. Look, speaking of Jessica, she sent me her book, her new book. I was very happy to come home and see that book. I made a video about it on my Instagram, and she has a great story. She was in her 30s, divorced, broke, living with her parents. She changed her life around, and she has a huge platform. So yeah, yeah, no, we need to do this. Mickey Vicky. Yeah, the next live stream. When should the next live stream be? Uh, Considering how late we're doing it, I might do a late night live stream tomorrow. Actually. All right, so or I could do. I hate being so disorganized. Um, this is just funny to me. I don't want to commit to it, but I may do a late night one tomorrow. Uh, yeah, yeah, I might do a late. Yeah, I'm itching a little bit to do a late night one tomorrow. I might do a late night one tomorrow or Wednesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday. I'll do one either tomorrow or Wednesday. But I need to get like a Mickey Vicky. Gotcha. Food selection, masking, putting that plate. This is funny right here. I think I did this as a kid, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna, eat this vegetable." You're right. And that's love. Somebody telling you to sleep and to overcommit. All right, okay, all right. So if I do a live stream, it'll be like a pop up live stream. but I'm working on getting my schedule uh um in order because like I want to do this every day. I want to do this every day. Oh, she's having babies too. Oh, congrats! I didn't even know that. That's what's up. Congratulations to Jessica. LA represent. Hey Scott, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Philip, you must be from Ghana too. I see your last name. Must be from Ghana too. There's Discord. Can we post the Discord link in there? Yeah, Neurodivergent nights and Neurodivergent and late nights do mix well. But yeah, we have to figure out like a routine. Ooh, but like, and I'm not even gonna say the plans I have. This I don't like talking. That's like doing. Because the more you talk, I'm gonna do this. I never do it. So I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna just do the Yukon Territory in Canada. I have to come out there one day. I gotta go see my best friend's son in Alberta. Um, just because you want doesn't mean you should do it. What if I want it and I want to do it? But Savage, email me your blog post if you can. My assistant should be able to catch it uh, and just put it on my report in the morning. All right, y'all. So that's it for today's stream. No, all right. Hold up. Before, yeah, this is very. Yeah, guys, we should not agree with things or make plans while we're in a good mood. Most definitely, we should not do that. We should not do that because we tend to do that a lot. Um, and yeah, for me, sometimes I will make like say, oh, I'm going live this time, and that sets like a deadline, and that gets me to work harder. Kind of like when you have a project due on Friday and you trick yourself, tell you that it's due Wednesday, so you get it done by Tuesday night, but it's not all the way done, and then you revise it and it's done Thursday morning, but it's really due on Friday, right? Yeah. Please tell me no. I like being told no. I like being told no. Please tell me no. But yeah, I'll make sure that everything is in order. I've not read Neuro Queer by Nick Walker. But hey, drop all this stuff in the Discord. And one thing that last thing I gotta say before I get off, one thing that will be helpful is learn that you can't do everything by yourself, right? For some reason, I think I'm the best in the world at everything, and I can do everything by myself. That's not true, and that's why we are expanding our team. We're gonna get people to come in here and like organize things, and like tell me what email, all that stuff. And I'm excited to like just like relinquish some stuff because sometimes I tend to be nitpicky and like look at every single thing and that's good, but uh you have to be able to like in order to scale you have to like trust people with things. So like I'm interviewing people and the team's expanding. We're gonna lock in on some candidates and I'm excited to see where things go. This time next year this stream will be different. That's all I'll say. Yeah, Scott, you're right. Scott, you know it. You know it. You know it. Hopefully, those of y'all out there with ADHD, hopefully y'all sleep good tonight. Wherever if you have to play some good music or some melatonin, or if you got some Mickey Figgy coming up, do what you gotta do. But let's get some sleep. Let's take care of ourselves. Tomorrow is gonna be an amazing day, and we're gonna have to do our best to seize the day. Right. So until next time, I love y'all. Peace. Check out the Discord for sure. When again? Tomorrow or Wednesday? Maybe. All right. Take care. I love y'all.